Hello, this is Dr. Kevin Elko. We decided to record messages that help create a culture at the University of Alabama's National Championship. This message that we're giving you today came from those messages that we developed at Alabama, and it's a CD series that we have at drelko.com called So What, Now What? It's a phrase we used over and over, especially after our Ole Miss loss. So what, now what? So we decided to name a CD series, So What, Now What? And look at the phrases that we used over and over until it became the culture at the University of Alabama. When someone goes through a challenge or adversity, they tend to go into the past and play the blame game. Oh, this happened, that happened, it's this one's fault, which is really entertaining at the best, defeating at the worst, but it doesn't get you anywhere. That's the past. We go into the future and get afraid and anxious. That's fear. But so what? Now what? And then we came up with another acronym, WIN. What's important now? Be where your feet are. Now. Win. So what? Now what? Man called me once, got my phone number, said, my wife ran off with a Little League coach. Why? I don't know why. Little League coaches are sexy. Women run off with them. That's all I had for him. But so what? Now what? Now can you forgive her? If not, your wife as the mother of your children. Now what? Can you learn how to become a better man, connect better, listen better, forgive better? Now what? What do you do? William Booth started the Salvation Army. William Booth at 82 years old lost his eyesight. William Booth has brought more people to sobriety than anyone other than AA with the Salvation Army. They've been there in all catastrophes. When he lost his eyesight at 82, he said to his sons, we saw what I can do for man with my eyes. Now let's go see what we can do without them. So what? Now what? If you say it over and over, you program your brain for so what? Now what? I was at a Pittsburgh Pirate game and someone stole my phone. And I've said so what? Now what? So often. My son looked it up and you know how you can track them. He said, Dad, your phone's at this guy's house in Natrona Heights. Here's his address. And you know how you can look this stuff up. He said, Daddy has a criminal record. I went, so what, now what? See your phone. Let's get on to what's next. I read a story where a minister went to see someone in his congregation and she had diabetes. And she had one leg amputated because of diabetes, but she didn't know that they were going to do this. They amputated both. He walked in, he was shocked. She was quiet. She said, Reverend, I was supposed to lose one leg and I lost them both. I've been sitting here thinking all morning what I can do with my hands, the wonderful things I can do. My mother taught me how to knit. I'm going to make you a cake. So what, now what? And you have to come to terms with so. So can be a friend. So can be your partner. I read an article where it said one of the major factors in success if you have a small business in New York City is dyslexia. If you have dyslexia, you learn how to work harder because you can't read well. You learn how to overdevelop your verbal communication skills because you can't read well. You didn't have success because you overcame it. You have success because you had it in the first place. So what, now what? And a man called me the other day who was in a wreck, head on, trailer tractor hit him. He was bleeding internally and they opened him up. When they opened him up, they found out he had cancer. They never would have found it. Saved his life. By them opening him up and that crash, they found his cancer and healed him. So what, now what? This is what we taught at Alabama. This is what we taught our players over and over. And it is the title of our series, So What, Now What? And in this series, we teach phrases like this. So what, now what? Win, what's important now? Be where your feet are, saying it over and over until it really gets down into your fabric. To really get to a point where you're mentally tougher, get our series, So What, Now What. Listen to it. Discuss it with your families. Discuss it with your team. Discuss it with the people you care about till you walk around with a mindset of, so what, now what?